Good morning and welcome to Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Hometown Today is presented by Professional Floor Covering, your store for floors, and so much more. Randy and his team are there to help you design the perfect space. They've got over 1,000 samples of carpet, LVP, hardwood, tile, area rugs, and window finishings. But of course, there is so much more than floors. They've got a wide array of different things like countertops and cabinets. When it comes to countertops in your kitchen or your bathroom, the material, the color, the pattern, they all play a big role in how the room's going to look. And so at Professional Floor Covering, that's why they offer a huge selection of quartz, granite, marble, and laminate countertops. They'll help you find the perfect countertop that fits your design. They also do kitchen cabinets as well. And they partnered with some of the top brands to offer you unrivaled quality and craftsmanship when it comes to your kitchen cabinets, whether it's traditional look, modern look, or anywhere in between. Their cabinetry team is there to help inspire and create your dream kitchen. Visit Professional Floor Covering today at 713 Park Avenue in Beaver Dam. You can also visit them online at proflr.com. Kale Zomer filling in for Wally Lukashinsky again this morning. We've got Ashley Dobinsky up in the Slumberland WBEV studios helping us out again today. Appreciate all the good work she's been putting in for us. Ashley's been doing a great job. Excited to welcome in our first guest here this morning on the show, and it is a special extended edition of Hometown Today this morning because we've got so much fun stuff to talk about. So we're going to be taking it to 11 o'clock this morning, and joining us with the Beaver Dam Chamber and Visitor Center is Shannon Cooley. Good morning, Shannon. How are you?
Good morning. So happy to be here.
Yeah, and excited for that we're going to be extending the show for an hour today because fall is going to be a very, very busy time around this area.
Yes, a very busy time for not only Beaver Dam, but surrounding area communities. So Dodge County is usually a big, heavy hub of fall activities, and really excited to have Mike from Waldvogel's Farm on our next segment from 10 to 11.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for the whole segment because we're talking about all the activities that are happening here in Beaver Dam, and we will also hit on Fall Downtown Fest.
Yeah, can't wait to chat with Mike next hour and talk about some of the really cool stuff they've added out there at Waldvogel's this year. It's going to be a lot of fun. So stay tuned for that. Of course, a lot of things coming up in the next couple of months, but I do want to start quickly before we jump into what's coming up. I know we had a pretty big weekend in Beaver Dam this last weekend already to really start kicking things off for the fall season.
We did. So we had 4 big events that happened this weekend. So we had our Beaver Dam Pepper Fest, which happened at the Park Village shopping area, and that was very well attended. Always a fun event celebrating the heritage of the Beaver Dam pepper and how it got here. And we also celebrated Oktoberfest. I believe this is UGA's 5th year of doing Oktoberfest.
Sounds
they kind of
right.
rebranded a little bit. They used to call it Oktoberfest, but Oktoberfest. That was very well attended as well. And we also had the Dodge County Fairgrounds hosting the truck pulls and tractor pulls this weekend. And Waldvogel's opening day on Saturday. So lots of activity in Beaver Dam and surrounding area. But I know just from being in the area that entire day that there was just lots of traffic here. So lots of visitors, so always a good day for tourism.
It was a hopping day here in the Beaver Dam area, and boy, I tell you, if you were stuck at home this past weekend, you sure missed out on some fun.
You sure did. So, but we can recap on that. But it was a very, very great day. We love welcoming new visitors. Just with talking with some of the visitors at Oktoberfest, people traveled from Monroe, Wisconsin. We had bikers that actually, there's like I'm not talking bikers with a motor. I'm talking pedal bikers. Bicyclists that came here from Columbus and mapped out their bike ride to make sure that they hit Oktoberfest. So there was probably 30 of them that came. It was really great.
Oh, that's awesome. So, and I know a couple of our teammates here were in the big beer stein holding contest.
Oh, yes.
I'm a little ashamed neither of them took home the win, but
no, but also like very fun participants. So and we had pierogies there, so I made sure that Wally went ahead and got him some pierogies.
Oh, and you just made that man you probably made his whole month.
I think I did. Yeah, it was really great, but also great seeing familiar faces. So even at Pepper Oktoberfest, lots of familiar faces there. So yeah, it was a very good day for Beaver Dam. So happy to see everybody out and about, and also a great weather day too. So, but hopefully we can roll into fall with a little bit cooler temperatures. I know you're not looking forward to that.
I know, I'm not a fan of the cold. I mean, I don't mind the fall temperatures. The 60s, awesome. I'm good there, but
60s, sunny, light breeze, perfect weather, no mosquitoes. We want them all to die. So I'm at that point where
I'm ready for
them go.
Ready for the skeeters to be done.
Me too.
They've been pretty thick the last few weeks here.
They really have everywhere. Like here, Beaver Dam. I live in Reeseville. I'm still in Dodge County, but lots of you can't even hardly run or walk outside without.
Exactly.
You're gonna run a little faster.
Exactly. Well, we've got lots to talk about, and let's jump right in. What do we want to touch on first here, Shannon?
Well, first I'd like to highlight this event called Belonging, Unity, and Community on John Noltner Residency at the Dodge County Center for the Arts. So they are hosting John, who is an award-winning, internationally acclaimed author, photographer, journalist, and peace advocate, and who is originally from Beaver Dam. He's a Beaver Dam High School graduate who now resides in Minnesota. You can view his work. It's free admission at the Dodge County Center for the Arts. So I'm just going to give you the time frames from Wednesday through Saturday. Wednesday, you can view his work from noon to 7, Thursday, noon to 8, and he is also doing a special commentary himself at 7 p.m. on Thursday. And Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And some of the events that he is also, and also other area community organizations are hosting, the Beaver Dam Community Library at their temporary location, 1701 North Spring Street. They'll be doing a book discussion with John from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. on Thursday, September 18th. And a really cool photo technique class at Art on the Town, Saturday, September 20th from 10 a.m. to noon, and also the appreciation reception at the BDACT, so Beaver Dam Area Community Theater, on Saturday, September 20th at 6 p.m., and with a 7 p.m. closing keynote address by John. So just some background with John, and I'm just going to read this verbatim, if you're okay with that.
Absolutely.
Is that he is a freelance photographer, and his stories and images have been in major publications, including Forbes magazine and National Geographic, which growing up, I had a subscription to National Geographic. Okay. I loved reading those magazines. Great photography in those magazines, too. His latest of 4 books, Lessons on the Road to Peace, received the Nonfiction 2024 Minnesota Book Award. Right now, his multimedia project, A Piece of My Mind, is a reflection of stories that bridge divides and encourage dialogue, and is widely shown throughout the country. So a great exhibit, again, at the Dodge County Center for the Arts. You can find more information by visiting their website. They also have a Facebook event out there as well. DodgeCountyArts.org, I believe, is their website. And you can find all that information there. So that happens now through Saturday.
Yeah, it's if whether you're in Beaver Dam or you're somewhere in the Dodge County area, I would highly recommend checking it out. John's a very, very interesting man and has traveled the world and learned a lot. He's very incredible with learning about people. Yes. And meeting people. And I actually stopped down at the Center for the Arts yesterday for a little bit and took in a little bit of the exhibit. And I'm gonna stop down there a few times because it is one of those. If you have the opportunity to stop down a few times and take in a little bit of time, it's good because there is the exhibit. The displays come with a decent amount of reading. Mm-hmm. There's these people. There's photographs that John has taken, and then there's some reading beneath it, and it's just some really fascinating stories. So I definitely recommend it.
I've touched base with a couple people that he's actually featuring from Beaver Dam. That he's going to be taking their photos and also doing a little write-up about what belonging means to them.
Yep,
so,
exactly.
Yeah,
it's
so
a really neat
cool.
deal. Exactly. So anything else with that we need to touch on?
How many minutes do I have?
We're about due for a break.
Okay, so let's go to break before we touch base on some of the other bigger events.
All right, we're gonna catch a break here. When we come back, we're gonna talk more upcoming events here in the Beaver Dam and surrounding areas. You're listening to Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV. 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Hometown Today is presented by Professional Floor Covering, also brought to you by McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam. We have Shannon Cooley with us from the Beaver Dam Chamber and Visitor Center, talking all kinds of things happening here in the Beaver Dam and surrounding areas, and there is certainly no shortage of things going on. We're going to talk about a couple of things here, literally just mostly within the next week, if not next couple of weeks. So there's lots going on. Let's jump right into something that is happening this Friday. That sounds like a lot of fun.
It is going to be so much fun. So we have our Back to the 80s wine tour that the Beaver Dam Chamber and Visitors Center organizes and hosts. It's a fundraiser for us. You can sample a semi-sweet or dry wine at one of the 23 stops. It's a $45 ticket that includes a souvenir glass. We encourage everyone to dress up. We do have prizes for best dressed. So all of those, let me see, 45 maybe? No, 50 to 55-year-olds. This is your gig.
Yeah.
Like, you need to get out there and grab all that stuff. Back to the 80s again, your neon. Yep. We've been working really hard. Libby's been working really hard decorating the chamber for the event. It's going to be a lot of fun. She actually puts together these big Rubik's Cubes. That you're going to see. It's so great.
Gosh. I can't wait.
Lots of fun.
Yeah, I've got a busy day on Friday, but I cannot wait to try to make an attempt Friday night to take a drive through downtown to see all the
all the
80s
people
outfits.
walking outside. It's supposed to be a beautiful day, so you can go to beaverdamchamber.com to find out all that information and purchase your tickets online, or you can come into the chamber during regular business hours, 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. to pick up your ticket. Again, $45 and includes all of your sip stops and a souvenir glass. Moving right along this weekend, big weekend again, but the grand finale at the Beaver Dam Raceway, Friday the 19th and the 20th. And I'm just going to kind of read this. We don't know where they're going to be next year, so if you're looking at getting to the races, this is the time. It's supposed to be really nice out this weekend, so get out to the raceway Friday. So the pricing, $15 adult general admission, $5 student general admission, $35 adult pit pass, and $20 pit pass for Friday and Saturday. 2 p.m. pit flush, 4 p.m. general admission opens, 5:30 sign-in cutoff, and all the other cool stuff, but the racing starts at 6 o'clock. Of course, they will have concessions there, but definitely get out to the raceway. This is always such a well-attended and great event, and
it's so fun going to these race events too. It's just a blast to bring the whole family out and watch the cars whip around the racetrack, and I think like so many of us have that little bit of, it would be kind of fun to like just drive a car really fast. So it's fun to go and watch them.
Oh yeah, definitely. And having a dirt track makes a huge difference. Yep. There aren't many dirt tracks here in the state of Wisconsin, so we love owning that. But get out there. I can name all the models of cars. So they've got street stocks, MLD S Legends, which I believe are the older. Yes. They look like the older cars, which are really cool. The stock cars, the sport mods, and the mods will all be racing this weekend. So get out there Friday. If you can't make it Friday, get out there Saturday night. Same time frame, same cost. And also, it sounds like they have overnight info, too. So gates will remain open all weekend for anyone wishing to stay, free of charge. We just ask that you pick up after yourself, and there are no open fires. So there's a long list. You can go to beaverdamraceway.com to find out all of that information of the times and the costs and all of the things that are happening at the racetrack this weekend.
And not to stereotype, but, if a bunch of husbands around the area got a bunch of wives that are getting together for the wine tour on Friday night, guys' night out at the races. I'm just saying.
And the wine tour is 5:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. The races are at 6. That's usually a couple-hour race. It's perfect timing.
Easily hit
So drop her off and come back and pick her up.
Exactly. There you go. That's going to be a lot of fun. So that's Friday night, and then we get into this Saturday. There's a couple of fun things going on. Let's talk Saturday.
Yeah. So Saturday, shout out to our Beaver Dam Police Department and the Dodge County Sheriff's Office. They are hosting their charity softball game at the Beaver Dam Athletic Field from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. This is their game where they earn money from concessions and raffles and 50/50s that will be happening, and all the money gets donated to whatever charity they choose. So a really great event, giving back to the community. I love our Beaver Dam Police Department. These guys are great. Anytime I've worked with them, whether it's through an event or just the nicest guys, and they're really involved in the community, and I love that. So this is a great way to give back by just buying a burger and some whatever they're hosting at concessions, and buy a 50/50 ticket for raffles. So
and I do know we had a couple of the folks on recently here with the softball game, and the proceeds will all be donated to a local family with the daughter, 5-year-old daughter Brinley, who's fighting a rare form of leukemia. So they're going to be raising money for the family, because obviously a lot of financial stress gets put on when you go through that.
Nobody wants to be thinking of that kind of stuff when they're trying to get through a sickness. So it'd be a really
great way to go help a local family, and it's a lot of fun. And they have got, I know too, even between innings of the game, they have games and different like interactive activities for the audience to get in on. So and the pie to the face,
like a lot of fun.
Have you donated into the pie in the face
yet? I have
not. Mark DiStefano versus DA and Dodge County DA Andrea Will. Whoever raises the most money gets a pie in the face.
Really?
Mark DiStefano has won the last 2 years, so I think DA Will needs a pie in the face.
All right,
year, so
that sounds great. Yeah. Oh, I also have to say, I also love the Dodge County Sheriff's Department, so not leaving you out at all, Dale, because I know you're probably listening.
Shannon's like, oh wait, I remember I have to drive home on a county highway.
Yes,
I
right.
Need to make sure I shout out Dale.
Oh no, Dale is also part of the Rotary, and he's great. So, but also get out there 11 o'clock at the Beaver Dam Athletic Field and watch a really fun game. It sounds like. So I might have to head out there this weekend.
It's going to be a good time. What else we got going on?
Oh, so Saturday, September. Actually, I'm gonna. Yeah, same, the 20th. So head out to the Dodge County Fairgrounds. They are hosting their flea market and craft fair from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. You can find more information, lots of things happening at the Dodge County Fairgrounds this year at DodgeCountyFairgrounds.com. They have the races out there now they're hosting, and so all kinds of stuff going on for the Dodge County Fairgrounds. And I will say, the Dodge County Fair was also very well attended this year, even with the little bit of rain that we got. Yep. I believe they exceeded their numbers from last year.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Just from the data that we've received. So just kind of throwing that out there. It's like,
it was a
we
fun
love
year.
Taking part in that. So
it was a fun year.
It was a fun year. Saturday, September 27th, the Beaver Dam Country Jam, which is organized by the Beaver Dam Area Community Choir. This is a fundraiser at the Beaver Dam High School Auditorium at 7 p.m. This is a free event. So they're going to be singing classics from legends like Johnny Cash, The Chicks, John Denver, Garth Brooks, Dolly Parton, all great country music artists. And the concert will also feature vocals from choir members and also have special guests. They'll be backed by a band with the guitar, piano, violin, and mandolin, bass, and drums. I love those big bands where they have all of the different instruments.
I know.
It's just really, it's like, I went to a Dixie Chicks when they were called Dixie Chicks.
Yeah,
concerts,
back when they were still,
you know, kind of like the Mumford and Sons, and they have all of the different instruments. I love those kind of bands. So get out there and support the Beaver Dam Community Choir. Again, Saturday, September 27th at the BD High School Auditorium at 7 p.m.
And I know it's going to be a good time. Not only are you going to get great music, but it's going to be fun. You've got our pal David Sneeder's going to be there. Yep. Rick Ramirez will be out there. If those guys are on site, it's going to be a good time.
It's going to be a good time, and it's going to be well done. I was looking at their Facebook page. So Beaver Dam Area Community Choir does have a Facebook page. They also have a website, and I just was amazed by the amount of people, the number of people that are in the choir. It's amazing. It's really great.
It's really exciting to have a community. It was kind of a weird gap we had for a number of years there, because we've had the Beaver Dam, the area orchestra, we've had the one voice children's chorus, we've had, it was kind of that missing piece. So it's really great, and it's been really great participation. And I love how much music this community does. It's really great.
Yes, this is definitely an arts focused community. Yes,
yeah,
I agree. And as a tourism person, we are very well aware of that.
Exactly. And then we've got another event coming up here in a couple of weeks. one of the real gems of our area is we are so lucky to have the Marsh here in the Dodge County area, and there's a really great event involving the Marsh coming up.
Yes, so this takes place at the Marsh Haven Nature Center, and they're coining it Hops at Marsh Haven. This happens October 10th, and it's from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. You can buy your tickets in advance right now for $40, but what that includes is samples of beer. Of course, you could probably coin that from hops, but 4 breweries will be on site. Hoya Hop House, they're out of Waupun, are fairly new. Knuth Brewing, Ripon, I believe. I know you're the brewery. You are the craft brew guy. Ripon, Shattered Glass, which we're hoping that they'll be opening up their brewery here in Beaver Dam next year.
Yeah, they were at Taste of Wisconsin doing some sampling. It was pretty good.
And Fifth Ward Brewing Company, which I don't know where that's from.
Fifth Ward is
it Fond du Lac?
Fifth Ward, I think, is Milwaukee area, but
Milwaukee
area. Don't quote me on that.
Fifth Ward, you're correct.
I think they're in Milwaukee.
Yeah,
so.
which is awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time. And I know, if people are interested in that, they want to learn some more details. I believe we're going to have the Marsh Haven Nature Center on Hometown Today in the next week or two here to talk about. I think next week sometime they'll be coming on to share more details, because I think the setup they're going to have there is kind of neat, actually, how it's going to all work.
Because it's a hike. You have to get on the trails. It's a beer hike. You get on the trails, and then they're set up strategically along the trail, and then you get to sample. I believe they're bringing 3 different types of beer, each brewery, and you get a 3-ounce sample of each, and then you get a commemorative 8-ounce mason jar glass, which is super fun.
Yeah, so that's going to be so much fun.
Yes, and the Eaton Barbecue Food Truck, I know I've heard lots of great things about the Eaton Barbecue Food Truck, but they will also be on site. Also, just to throw this out there, limited tickets, so, they only have so many tickets, so get your tickets now at a $5 reduced price. It is $45 at the door if you decide to go last minute. But no, this sounds like a super fun. And Marsh Haven itself is just a great place to take your kids.
Yep, we take them a couple times a year, every year. Yep, it's a great time.
So
they've
go
got
see all the animals, the birds,
they've got animals
and
out
the reptiles.
there.
They've got the turtle, the snapper that's in there. He's, I think, outgrowing his case.
I know.
Time for a move.
I know Matt brought the Screech Owl in with the Radiothon back in June. He was kind enough to bring the Screech Owl along, so that was fun.
Indy is so cute. That's his name, and so I kind of know the names of the.
I actually got to hold him. It was really cool.
Oh, that is so cool. So
really
they're going to be at Fall Downtown Fest, but we'll talk more about that later.
Yes, we're going to be talking about that coming up in a little bit. We're talking with Shannon Cooley with the Beaver Dam Chamber and Visitor Center. We've got to step aside when we come back. Lots more to talk about coming up this fall here in the Beaver Dam area. This is Hometown Today from 95.3 WBEV. And welcome back to Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Hometown Today is presented by Professional Floor Covering. It's also brought to you by McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam, where they invite you to check out the Clearance Corner. Yes, a whole department filled with exciting final clearance merchandise. Stop in today and experience a treasure hunt for bargains, discontinued items, and as-is merchandise, all reduced to rock-bottom pricing. Save big on mattress sets, end tables, coffee tables, chairs, accessories. All items are one of a kind. Visit the Clearance Corner and enjoy the savings at McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam, where customers matter and quality counts since 1858. And of course, McKinstry's a great place to stop in and visit this Friday night as you're taking in the big wine tour, the Beaver Dam Chamber and Visitor Center wine tour happening on Friday. McKinstry's will be happy to see you on that night, so pop in there and say hello. Looking forward to it. McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam. And I think if I'm fortunate enough, we may have a guest joining us by phone. Do we have our pal Diana Ogle on the line?
Good day, my friend. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you? Are you all rested and recouped from the big weekend?
Oh, my God. You bet we are. I mean, I'll tell you, I love Pepperfest leading up to it, and when it's happening, it just seems like it goes by so quick. But the cool thing, Kale, community comes out, supports this crazy little heirloom pepper. People drink the beer, they eat the brats, they have a good time, and that when it's all said and done with, I go, woo, that was a good party.
Well, I'm glad to, first of all, I'm glad to hear your voice, because when we didn't get to catch up with you on Monday, I was a little worried that perhaps you couldn't talk anymore because I thought maybe your mouth was so swollen shut after you ate that bee on Saturday.
So here we are. So Wally had shamed me into doing the pie eating contest. Now, Pepperfest has been going on for 12 years, and we've always had the apple pepper pie eating contest, and I've never participated. I've always facilitated and counted down, and everybody got excited, and Wally says, we got to do this, Diana. We got to do this. And I'm like, okay. So I was a trooper. There was about 8 of us that did this. Honestly, I came in second, so I think I did pretty good for my first time out of the gate. I did beat Wally.
Yeah, you did.
I did.
Fair and square.
Fair and square, I beat Wally. And then we're standing there talking, and I got pie all over me, and apparently because I'm so sweet. Well, Wally got stung in the tuchus on the way in, so he was at a handicap because his butt was swollen. So I'm doing it. I got pie on my face, and the bee went, well, there seems to be more pie, and I think I have to have it. Flies in my mouth as I'm doing a live with the radio station, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, my God. I got stung on the inside of my lip, but you know what? I'm a trooper. I'm not a quitter, and I just kept going.
I appreciate it. Well, it was a fun time had by all. I was able to stop out for a bit too and take in the pie eating contest. It was a lot of fun, and so it was a great weekend. Glad to see you're all rested and recouped. And what's new at Park Village Shopping Center now? I imagine some fall vibes, and I know a lot of people who came out to Pepperfest noticed that Ollie's sign is up on the building now.
Ollie's sign is up on the building, and it's coming right along. We're looking at probably mid-October.
Okay.
So I would say in the next 4 weeks, Ollie's is going to be cranking and rocking and rolling, so that is going to be good. And you can join Ollie's Army, which is always a good thing because you get good stuff sold cheap. Now, we were at an Ollie's down in Myrtle Beach earlier this year, and funny story, I'm talking to the guy, and I said, yeah, we live up in Wisconsin. There's going to be an Ollie's up there. He said, are you guys like in Canada? And I go, kinda. Yeah. So somebody in Myrtle Beach has no idea where Wisconsin is, for one thing, and they just think we're in Canada. And I'm like, sure, all right. But Ollie's is nationwide, and it's an incredible organization, and we worked hard to get them here. So they'll be here somewhere in October. So they have everything from flooring to lamps to textiles to seasonal stuff. They got food, name brand stuff. So it's going to be a good fit for us. And then after that, we're going to be working on Papa John's is coming.
Ooh, exciting stuff.
There's a little scoop for you.
Never a dull moment at Park Village Shopping Center. And if folks, Diana, if folks want to keep up with the latest, where can they find you?
Absolutely. You can go to parkvillageshopping.com. That's our website. And we have all the latest and the greatest things going on there. Of course, Park Village Shopping Center on our Facebook page. That's rocking and rolling as well. And as always, listen to us on the radio station because we promote everything on the radio station.
Exactly.
Tailgating season is right around the corner.
Yeah.
People, come on. We got it all there. You got everything you need for your tailgate party is right there at Park Village Shopping Center. So we appreciate everything you folks do.
Fantastic, Diana. Always a pleasure to catch up with you, and we look forward to talking next week.
Fair enough, my friend. I shop Park Village Shopping Center, and you should too.
There she is, Diana Ogle with the Park Village Shopping Center. We'll be back with more after this on 95.3 WBEV.
Back to Hometown Today on your hometown station, 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
And welcome back to Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Hometown Today presented by Professional Floor Covering, also brought to you by McKinstry's Home Furnishings. We have Shannon Cooley with us from the Beaver Dam Chamber and Visitor Center, talking all things fall, because there is a lot going on. And again, coming up next hour, we're going to be joined by a special guest. Mike from Wallvogels will be with us, talking about all the fun stuff they have added on this year, which I'm super excited to talk about. Before that, though, we talked about a lot of things coming up in the next couple of weeks. We are just a little over a month away from a big one, though. Shannon,
Yes.
Fall Downtown Fest is going to be here. Before we know it, let's jump right in. What do you want to talk about first?
Well, first off, let's just make sure everyone knows where to find the information.
Yes.
So visit beaverdam.com is going to have all of the information about Fall Downtown Fest and all the other big events that are happening here in Beaver Dam. We also have a calendar of events with all kinds of other events that are on there. So visit beaverdam.com is your source. We are continually working on putting a schedule of events together, but that probably will not be out until 2 weeks before the event.
Sure.
But you can get a good sense of what's happening just by visiting the webpage. But we're going to roll right into some of the things that we want the community to know is these things that are part of Fall Downtown Fest and Witches Dance rehearsals. So if anyone's familiar with Fall Downtown Fest, we have the Witches Dance. It's a dance that was made popular in Germany. And I'm not sure if they have the music, but you can learn this witches dance, be part of this witches dance during Fall Downtown Fest, which Dance Now Studios offers for free. So I'm just going to list off the dance rehearsals. Thursday, September 25th, 5:45 p.m. to 6:30. Tuesday, September 30th, 5:45 to 6:30 p.m. Thursday, October 16th, 5:30 p.m. to 6:15 p.m. You can find this information again. Visit beaverdam.com. Just search in the events schedule Fall Downtown Fest. It's all listed. If you cannot make the dances, no worries. There is an actual YouTube tutorial out there as well. So again, this is a great part of the community. They're part of they do their own performance. They are also part of our grand procession. And then they do another witches dance after the grand procession. So a lot of fun. We have moved performances from Front Street to South Spring Street this year, so a little change up to put on your radar. So some of those big performances, including the Witches Dance, will be moved from Front to South Spring. Moving on, we're going to talk about our Scarecrows on Parade. So if you have not been living under a rock, South Spring Street, Front Street, Center Street, those downtown streets are generally, you're going to see corn stalks decorated, and we add scarecrows. And anyone is welcome to make a scarecrow. We have all of that information on visitbeaverdam.com of some of the guidelines, and you can display your scarecrow on a light pole. You email a photo to us with the location. This is actual contest where you can actually win prizes, but the scarecrows can only be hung up on October 16th through the 17th. You must have that emailed to us, a photo with location, by October 17th. This is a great team building activity. Lots of businesses also take part in this. Organizations and individuals. We have first through third place prizes that are listed out as well, and then we have a top business display where we give you a free advertising opportunity on our Facebook page as a winner. So
and that was a lot of fun last year, seeing all the different scarecrows
all
around
the
downtown.
different
It was
ones,
really cool.
and you'll see some of those out on the webpage too, as some of the ones that were built to kind of maybe stir some inspiration for some newbies. So again, that is happening soon. This is a great time of year to start working on that as well. The vendor market at the Watermark that happens at Fall Downtown Fest from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. They are still looking for vendors, but there is limited space. So this is the time. If you are an artist or a crafter, you can contact Katie Kramer at the Watermark at 887-4639. If you're wanting to visit the vendor market, it is free admission, and they do have a Facebook event and is also on our webpage. We're going to head right into casket races.
Yes.
We've just gotten some registrations coming through here and there, but we're super excited to have WBEV back. And last year we had 15 casket racers. The grand prize is $1,000. Second place is $500. Third place is $250, and $100 for fourth place. This is a great team bonding, as you are well aware.
We know, yep.
You guys were Snow White and the
Seven Dwarfs,
which was so great. We have such great photos of you guys. It's so colorful. Also, we have on our webpage, you can register now. So there's a link to register. It's a $50 fee, but you receive $30 back when you show up. We have the casket specs, the rules and registration. You can build your own. You can purchase one that's already built. All kinds of different opportunities. But just want to shout out, we would not be able to have this casket race event, which has grown over the years. if we didn't have our sponsors. So a big shout out to Generac, Kraft Heinz, who is bringing the Wienermobile this year as well, Horicon Bank, Power Sports Company, and Summit Automotive. So thank you, sponsors, for helping us bring this event and grow this event and continue this event as part of Fall Downtown Fest.
It is. The casket races are an absolute blast. People love watching. I'll tell you, if you're a business or organization in the area, this is really great exposure for you if you want to get your brand out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's just it's a community event. But you can see like some of our data shows like the increase of how everyone just accumulates on the street just to watch the casket races. So I'm a go big or go home. Last year we had a little over 7,000 people, and I'm hoping to exceed that this year. So just for Fall Downtown Fest and all the activities. So some of the other things you can look forward to, we're adding some elements to the casket races in between heats. So we've added a costume inflatable race. And this doesn't mean you can buy an inflatable costume and just do the race and have a different costume, however you want to do it. We've seen lots of inflatable costumes over the last few years and know that it's kind of been a popular event. So we are actually going to have a costume inflatable race at 12:30 p.m. that day on South Spring Street, its own race, and then the winners bracketed will run during the second heat of the casket races. So it's a $5 registration fee just to get you to commit. You can either pay online or pay at the Beaver Dam Chamber and Visitor Center. You do have to register online, however, but first place receives $100, second place receives $50, and third place receives $25. And this is it's going to be fun. And thank you to the Exteriors Company for sponsoring this event and allowing us to make this happen. So again, visit beaverdam.com, has all of the information that you'll need. And I'm not sure how much time I have. I'm like an auctioneer every time I'm on here.
We're about due for a break here.
Okay, so let's hit the break, and then we'll talk about the rest.
We're going to step aside. When we come back next hour, we're going to talk a little wall vogels, and then we'll continue to talk a little bit of some other fall activities happening here in the Beaver Dam area. We're visiting with Shannon Cooley from the Beaver Dam Chamber and Visitor Center. We'll be back with more Hometown Today next on 95.3 WBEV. Welcome back to Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Hometown Today is presented by Professional Floor Covering, your store for floors and so much more. Randy and the team are here to help you design the perfect space. They've got tons of flooring to choose from. When it comes to floors, they've got you covered. They've got a huge lineup of carpet, tons of samples of carpet, any color, pattern you can imagine, style. They've got you covered with there. They've got hardwood. They've got the laminate. They've got that really popular LVP, a great selection of that, and they can give you a bunch of different options for what you want depending on what the project is. They've got tile and stone, and of course they do the custom area rugs as well. And when you work with Professional Floor Covering, they're a great team. It's not just great products, it's great service as well. Their team will come out, they'll measure everything up for you for free in your home. If you're not sure maybe what kind of flooring would work well, they can provide suggestions. They can give you some different price points so they can try to make sure they get everything in your budget and looking really good. So visit them today, 713 Park Avenue in Beaver Dam, and online at proflr.com. We are an extended version of Hometown Today. Special 2-hour edition. We are visiting with Shannon Cooley from the Beaver Dam Chamber and Visitor Center. There's so much going on here in the fall that we had to take in an extra hour today. So looking forward to that. And before the break, Shannon, we were talking about Fall Downtown Fest. A couple more things we wanna touch on there.
Yes. So again, we're going to talk about where you can find all of that information. So our community and visitor website, visitbeaverdam.com. You're going to go to that homepage and you're going to find events. There's a drop-down list. Fall Downtown Fest and casket races are listed out. And we are continually working on putting together a schedule of events that will not be out until about 2 weeks before. We're kind of shooting for October 1st, but it's a big endeavor with organization. And I just wanted to touch base on some of the things that were new this year. Pumpkin decorating contest at the Dodge County Center for the Arts. They will be listing out that information very soon. We have added a bounce house to downtown. You can find that on Front Street. We have also the pony cycle experience. And when you see that, you're like, I'm not quite sure what that is. But a pony cycle experience is stuffed animal ponies, and they're on wheels, and they make adult sizes and kid sizes, and so that cycle experience will also be located on Front Street. We have Giant Jenga, Connect 4, and Plinko that Trinity Lutheran Church is bringing in, Pumpkin Tic-Tac-Toe, and Marsh Haven Nature Center this year is doing a live animal exhibit that's going to be part of the Nancy Zeman Sewing Studio. I'm like, it's early.
Easy for you to
me.
say.
And their quilt studio, they're going to be hosting it there with their birds and reptiles. The Dodge County Historical Society is doing a really fun, creepy doll contest. And I can't wait for that one. That is going to be so
that
cool.
one's not. I'm going to have to try to avoid that one because I'll have nightmares.
And you'll be able to find this information again. Visit beaverdam.com. We also are hosting the costume contest at the Beaver Dam Chamber and Visitor Center. The Chamber of Mystery, Beaver Dam Chamber and Visitor Center again hosting, and we're welcoming back the demo robots from the Beaver Dam Robotic Clubs. The Calliope.
Okay.
That what do you call it? It's an organ.
Yeah, it's like a moving trailer organ.
Organ. You can find that at McKinstry's, behind McKinstry's. McKinstry's are doing the box maze, which I know is a very popular event. Spooky Story Time and Tootsie Pop Ghosts and Spiders. That is organized by the library, but because of their move, they're going to be hosting that event at the Rosalie Book Boutique. Okay. So they are partnering with that. We've got pumpkin bowling, which the American Legion used to do, but the Camo Outdoors is now taking it over, which is really great, and we're thankful that they are doing that. Another popular event or activity, the U.S. Army Rock Wall, which is a 30-foot rock wall that the Army sets up. They come in, they pull, it's right on a trailer. It's amazing. It has its own crane that they put it together with, and the Meet the Canine team will be there. You're going to see the Sanderson sisters, LOTR, which I can't say what LOTR, but if you're a Tolkien fan, you're going to know exactly what this is. And they're going to have a meet and greet where you can do photos, and they're part of our grand procession. And then again, the kids' costume parade, which this year will be done during the first heat of the casket races. So all kinds of great stuff. Don't forget the food trucks, lots of food trucks that are happening. We've got our Monster Bar Crawl for the adults only, 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. There's no fee that is incurred with that. Everything you can find visitbeaverdam.com.
Fantastic. It's going to be a fantastic time. I cannot wait for Fall Downtown Fest. I'll be down there all day with the family. It's going to be awesome. There is definitely no shortage of things to do.
No
the
shortage.
The other
and trick-or-treating. I forgot.
And
yes.
trick-or-treating, of course.
Usually 40-plus businesses take part in that, and we only list the retail stores for trick-or-treating. There are also plenty of businesses that have booths that also do trick-or-treating as well. So the kids are not going to miss out on candy. Saturday, and I know citywide is on Sunday. So mark your calendar for the weekend of October 25th and 26th.
And I'll tell you, as somebody that's got a family of 5, I love it because it's free to bring the family down, free to trick or treat, free to watch the amazing entertainment and the casket races. And it's a really great opportunity to just bring the whole family down.
Bring the whole family, yes. Yeah. And last year it was a great event. We had thousands of people there.
It was awesome.
Also great weather. So everyone, put your heads together, positive thoughts for some of that great weather.
Crossing fingers, toes, arms, legs, anything we've got to cross.
Yes. So, but moving along.
Yes. I'll tell you what. So we've got a special guest. If you're watching on Daily Dodge TV, you'll see. I want to make sure we've got plenty of uninterrupted time with Mike Walvogel from Walvogel. So we're going to step aside for just a moment. When we come back, we're going to visit with him. We're going to talk about some of the exciting new things going on at Walvogel's this year. We'll be back with more Hometown Today after this on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Hometown Today, presented by Professional Floor Covering, also brought to you by McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam. A special extended version of Hometown Today this morning, as we are talking with Shannon Cooley from the Beaver Dam Chamber and Visitor Center. A lot of great things happening here in the Beaver Dam area for the fall, and one of those great things to do is to take a trip out to, or a couple, out to Wallvogel's Farms, just outside of Beaver Dam here. And we are very happy to be joined by Mike from Wallvogel's. Mike, thanks for coming in and spending a little time with us this morning.
Oh, you bet. Happy to be here.
Yeah, so I am very familiar with Wallvogel's. I've got a couple of kids. We love heading out there every year. For those who aren't familiar, tell us a little bit about the farm.
Well, this is over our 40th year in business, believe it or not. Not a lot of people realize that. We've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
We have really focused on having a lot of family-friendly attractions and a lot of different food options at the farm, and we try to keep everything to a farm theme. So family-friendly, you can come out and experience the farm. My dad always likes to talk about that maybe Grandpa doesn't have the farm anymore, so you might not be able to go to a farm in your family, so come on out to our farm and experience that rural lifestyle a little bit for a day and forget about any worries and have a good time.
Yeah, it's a great time out there, a great way to spend a day with the family, bring the kids out. There's a lot to do out there. You've added a number of new things, but before we jump into those, tell us about some of the other, kind of big attractions that seem to be very popular that you've had for a little while now.
Yeah, we really try to add 2 or 3 new attractions every year, so obviously we don't get rid of those, so they're still around. So some really popular attractions that we've had for a while is our 150-foot mega slides. So you kind of get on a tube, almost like a snow tube, and you put soap on the bottom to make it go faster, and you go right down on that, and you can get pretty good speed on that, and that's for kids and adults. I've gone down it many times. And then we also have our Lost Mine, which you go underground, actually, and there's different scenes, and it's not super scary, but there's a couple of things that might kind of get the hair on your neck go up a little bit. So, and then we have lots of just great photo ops and animals. We've got Highland cows again. They're 5-month-old Highlands.
Yeah, I know. Shannon's like,
I'm just going for them.
My wife had to last year when we went. My wife had to pull me away from the Highland cow. She's like, the kids want to do other things too, around here, right?
Yeah, and this year we have peacocks too, because we got a little corn crib that we put in. So we've got peacocks now, and then obviously tons of goats that are extremely friendly. These are the friendliest goats we've ever had. And a really fun horse and donkey that are just love people. And we really pride ourselves on having things that everybody can do. So we get a lot of, obviously, families. That's our main demographic. But we get also people coming out and having a date day.
Yeah.
Or even, just people where the kids have left the house and they just want to go out and enjoy the fall scenery a lot. That's kind of, every year we get more and more people like that, and they just have a great time.
I know one of the other staples there for many years, too, is the train rides. People love the train rides. That's a lot of fun. And there's the castle that you added a couple years ago that I know the kids love. And there's just you can really spend you can spend an entire day out there doing stuff because there's no shortage of things to do. That's for sure. I think about, you got the really cool fire truck with that they can climb on. Like you said, a lot of photo ops. And you got to talk about the big, giant pumpkin. Tell us about the big, giant pumpkin.
Yeah, so this pumpkin is just huge. We've got a big greenhouse, and it takes up pretty much the entire greenhouse. And it's another thing that it's good for kids and adults. I've also bounced on that many times, too.
It's a big, giant inflatable pumpkin. And how long is that on the long side?
Oh, gosh, you're putting me on the spot. I think it's like 80 feet long in that range. It's huge. It's really big.
Yeah, and then you've got a second one too. You've got I think it's like a corn cob.
Yeah,
right?
it's an inflatable corn cob, and that's just more for the little kids because we kind of found that sometimes the older kids, it's not that they mean to, but they're bouncing around. They're just bigger.
Yep.
So we thought, well, let's get one for the little kids so that they can kind of bounce around and not have to worry about a teenager or someone else running into them. So we added that a few years ago, and just to try to make the experience a little bit better for the little kids.
Fantastic.
And I will say, and I'm going to interject.
Yeah.
So I have a daughter who's 26. son that's 22. So my daughter, that age group too, they love going out there and doing the experiences too, and they're also about the food, the foodie experiences and the apples and the caramel apples, but also like doing the corn maze. And so I would say, and I'm just going to interject, this is for all ages. It doesn't matter. You can bring the entire family, the extended family, grandparents. There's just something for everyone to do, and you can spend an entire day here.
Yeah, that's one of the things we love about taking the kids out too, is we get in on the fun. Like we get to do everything with them because it is really for all ages. So it makes absolute sense when you mention, maybe a date day or college friend group, spend it. Like it really is for all ages, which is awesome. Shannon brings up the food. Let's talk a little bit about food options out there.
Because we're Midwesterners and we like our food.
We like our food, and there is no shortage of options out there. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we have our usual favorites. We do caramel apples, and then we have our caramel apple kitchen where they'll make it right in front of you, and you can pick the toppings, and you can get it on a stick or you can get it cut up. I like it cut up, but that's just me. But some people like the tradition on the stick. That's great too. And then we also have our apple cider donuts, and our turnovers are really popular, and just a lot of sweets and candies. And if we want to talk about some of our new items.
Yeah.
Last year we opened Wally's Sugar Shack, which is just open on Saturdays and Sundays, but we've really added a lot of things in there this year. So one thing that we added is our Witch's Brew drink, and that was actually something that I don't want to say surprised, but it was extremely popular our opening weekend. And what we did is we found a way to use CO2 to put it in a drink, and it bubbles and smokes. So
it actually looks like a cauldron of witch's brew.
Yes.
That's great.
Yeah,
That's
so that was really popular. And then we've also added our Great Pumpkin Sundae. So we have a cute little pumpkin, and we cut the top off and dig out the guts, and then we fill it with soft serve ice cream and drizzle caramel, and then put a really good quarter of a really decadent chocolate chip cookie in there too. So
oh my gosh.
So you can eat out of a real pumpkin. So that's great too. And then we also added, because apparently we like adding a lot of things, our apple cider donut ice cream sandwiches. So we take an apple cider donut, we cut it in half, put soft serve in it, and then freeze it. So
man, I am in so much trouble right now. And is I know last year you guys had the apple cider shake, was it? I think.
Well, we have our apple cider slushies, and then we also have our apple cider excuse me. We have it where we put a donut on top, and then we put ice cream in it, and slush and caramel. It's all of the good food groups that you would want. And then we also do a very similar drink with caramel apple soda that people really like too. It's a very hard to find caramel apple soda that we didn't get it specially made for us, but we had a really hunt to find a good caramel apple soda. So.
Right. That sounds great. Yeah. I'm just there for the food.
I'm like, I'm just sitting here thinking and envisioning
all the
ice cream in between the apple cider donut. That's, I'm already a sucker for an apple cider donut. So
it's a whole nother level of
putting ice cream in there too. And on top of that too, when folks come out on the weekends too, you've got like a number of food trucks that come out too.
Yeah, we do have food trucks. Not as many in September as we do of October, but our busiest days in October, I think we're up to 17 food trucks this year.
Wow.
So we added a couple more, and then we kind of added a food truck area just to kind of help make, spread things out a little bit. We expanded our activity area a little bit more, just so even on those busy days that you're not shoulder to shoulder. So farm layout was a big thing for me this year. I know that's not very exciting, but farm layout, just to make the guest experience better, I put a lot of time into that. So I hope it's going to pay off.
And I should mention,
I get layouts because we're organizing festivals and we're measuring everything out and watching the flow of how people walk and where they go, and you don't like the congestion or the funneled areas. So I totally get you.
Exactly. It's worth mentioning too. We're going to be stepping aside here in a minute. When we come back, we're going to talk about some of the new things you have added, as well as some of the experiences you guys have scheduled for this year. And one of the things I want to mention too, not only have they added new things, which we'll talk about shortly, you had some extra work to do because you guys got hit by a storm too over the summer.
Yeah.
So you had a little fixer up from last year, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. Unfortunately, we did. Yeah, I remember when the storm hit. Well, I don't live right at the farm, so I live in town here, and I didn't think anything of it. And finally, I was like, well, I just better go out and look. And about probably a quarter of a mile away, I said, oh no, because I could see where some trees were down and some issues happened. And then I got to the farm and I saw some damage. So it could have been a lot worse, I will say that, but it was bad enough.
Yeah.
It definitely, there was some damage because we have so many buildings and so many things. It doesn't take much for damage to happen. So it definitely added to our setup a lot.
Well, it's awesome that you guys were able to get everything fixed up and still be able to add on so many new things, and really excited to talk about some of those new things when we come back with more Hometown Today here on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
Welcome back to Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Hometown Today is presented by Professional Floor Covering, also brought to you by McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam, who remind you to visit their clearance corner, a whole department filled with exciting final clearance merchandise. Stop in today and experience a treasure hunt for bargains, discontinued items, and as is merchandise, all reduced to rock bottom pricing. You'll save big on things like mattress sets, end tables, coffee tables, chairs, accessories. All items are one of a kind. You never know what you might find there, so make sure to check it out often. Visit the clearance corner and enjoy the savings at McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam, where customers matter and quality counts. And don't forget, this Friday, the big wine walk tour with the Beaver Dam Chamber of Commerce, and McKinstry's will be a part of that, and they can't wait to see everybody down there and check out your great 80s outfits. It's going to be a lot of fun. We are back with Shannon Cooley with the Beaver Dam Chamber and Visitor Center, and we're also joined right now by Mike Walvogel from Walvogel's Farms, talking all things fall, and of course Walvogel's big staple around here for the fall season. You got to make sure that's part of your fall season. And Mike, before the break, we were talking about some of the stuff you guys have had around for a while, but you have added a few new things this year. Tell us about some of the exciting new additions.
Yeah, we maybe went a little overboard with all the new things we added this year, especially after the storm damage. But, once you commit to it, you got to do it. So I guess our big thing, literally and figuratively, is our new treehouse playground. It's humongous. So basically, you're going to go way up in the air, and we've got rope bridges, and we've got slides coming out of it, and we've got these cedar birdhouses that we had custom made for us. And it's just a lot of fun. The reviews on it have been extremely good so far. And then we also have for the music people, I guess, I would say that, our Billy and the Barnstormers. So you might be wondering, well, what in the heck is that? But I'm going to try to describe it.
Yeah, I was going to explain this thing.
So you walk up to it, and it's a humongous keyboard or a humongous piano. And you look in front, and there are 5 different goat puppets. And every time you hit one of the keys, the goat puppet's mouth will open, and it'll make a noise. So you can do different songs and things. So I tried Mary Had a Little Lamb. I got that to work pretty easily. So it's actually a lot of fun. And then, of course, we had to put a goat on top of the building with some grass to make it a little more fun. So that was another thing that
That's pretty cool.
And it's actually you must be looking at a picture of it right now on your computer.
So cool.
And it's like a barn structure with the goats on it, and you got the keyboard. And you know what I picture when I think about this? I picture Tom Hanks.
Yeah, big.
Big dancing on the big key. I mean,
Yep.
it's kind of similar concept, right?
Yep, that's a similar concept, but obviously we got to bring it into a farm theme here.
But more fun.
But more fun, that's right.
Yeah.
And then I got to talk about, because I'm sure he would want me to, my dad's favorite new thing, our pumpkin photo op is, if you've ever been to Chicago and you've seen the bean, it's very similar, but it's a huge stainless steel pumpkin. So that he just loves the thing. And then we got an old truck to put it on. So we have something there. It's a great photo op. Everybody's going to want their picture in front of that, because you can get your reflection right off of that huge pumpkin.
That is so cool.
And we added a few other things too. We've got our hillbilly band that it's an animatronic band that sings songs and moves. The eyes move, the mouths move. They've got jokes and everything. That's been a fun experience too. And then this doesn't count in our 8 new attractions, but we did get a wagon that is ADA compliant this year. So we're still working the kinks out on that, but that's available. We've never had that before. So now our train rides and our wagon rides are handicap accessible. So we were pretty proud of that. That was
As you should be.
pretty difficult thing to make, actually.
Yes,
So
it's
yeah.
huge.
Imagine.
If you see pictures of it, I think you posted a photo of it on Facebook, and so great and inclusive. And
Yep.
I think it was such a great move, and just all the experiences too, where anyone can take part,
Yep.
and most of the experiences that are happening here at your farm. So that's so great.
Yeah, and then we also I have to talk about the animal races we have on Saturdays and Sundays every hour. So we've got ducks, pigs, and goats, and he's got the goats in tutus doing obstacles and such. We've got that every hour, and that's kind of in one of our. We added 2 acres of activity area to kind of spread things out, so that's in there. along with we have a really big grain bin gazebo that's just kind of fun just to relax and hang out in. And then our 3D needle walls, so you can go in and put your face
really cool.
into that, and it'll get your
It like creates like a silhouette.
Yeah, silhouette on the other
Go on
side.
the back side, and you kind of push in whatever with your body, and then you come back around. You can kind of see this
There I
outline where, people like to go in, fun different poses.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we've got 3 of those, 3 different colors, and I was kind of keeping an eye on that this weekend. I'm like, wow, those were busy all weekend too. So
Right.
so even some new things too that like they're not technically new, but we used to have 3 high strikers, so where you could hit and then try to hit the bell.
Yeah.
So they were always kind of busy, so we added 3 more. So that's kind of an example of something where we're just trying to make it more guest friendly on those busy days, so that people aren't afraid to come out in October when we might be kind of busy. So we've worked really hard to just try to reduce waits and just try to make things better. We've added seating for an extra 500 people at any time. So because sometimes seating would get a little tight, and we've just really tried to focus on just making it where there isn't waiting, or there isn't as much waiting as what it could be, I guess.
Not like Walt Disney World.
No,
Nothing like that.
no,
Nothing
but
like
we're
that.
just a lot of little things that I'm hoping that our guests will appreciate this year.
Yeah. How many total acres are you guys up to now?
For activity area,
Yeah,
or
activity
gosh,
area.
I don't even know. It's over 80. I know for
Okay.
sure. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
So when you count the pumpkin patches and the corn mazes and
Yeah.
everything, so
Yeah, and don't forget the pumpkins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was just gonna mention. You mentioned the ADA accessible wagon. Now that we didn't mention, you got wagon rides to bring folks out to the pumpkin patch, where they can pick out their own pumpkins. And should mention too, obviously the activity area. A small admission fee, but you can go out and pick your pumpkin at no admission, and then you can also check out get your caramel apples and stuff in the store there. So that's really nice. The other thing that you guys do, Mike, out there, obviously, there's a lot to do. You could stop there, and that's a day. Or maybe a few, really, a few
Yes.
days. But you guys also hold some kind of special events throughout the fall. Talk about some of the fun ones you've got coming up. I know there's a ton, but touch on some of the highlights.
yeah. So this weekend we have our Meet the Healers event. So I guess I probably also can't say the actual name of it.
Think of a
Think of a color that's like blue.
a colored dog.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's a
that's
very popular character.
Might
for
be
children
Australian
right now, yeah.
dog. yes.
Actually, not even popular just with kids. Like popular with all ages, quite
Yes.
honestly.
Yeah, so we have that this Saturday and Sunday from 11 to 1 in our event barn. And then the following week, we have Meet the Mice. So again, let's use our creativity again, perhaps from our friends from California or
Yes.
Florida.
Yep.
And the lines won't be like Disney World, so there's your hint.
Correct.
Yes, yes. And then as we get to October, we have animal shows, and we have our really talented balloon and magician show. He goes all over the country. We've had him for years. I'm surprised we can keep getting him because he's very in high demand.
Yes, just the photo on here of what he does, the balloon twister you're talking about,
Mm-hmm.
right? Amazing, like a rooster, all the different colors. This is great.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And it's a comedy and magic show.
Yeah, it's a great show. People have seen it numerous times, and they're even like, and he switches it up every little bit too. But you can watch it numerous times, and it's still good. The guy is just an entertainer, and I think every year he said he goes out to New Jersey and competes in some national competition. I'm not even joking.
It's a thing.
Yeah, and and he always does really well with that. And then we also have our Princesses and Pumpkins. We've done that for a while too, where we get the 3 princesses out different spots at the farm, and you can get some pictures and you can meet them, and it's just a good time. There's a lot of things for everybody.
Definitely. And even without the princesses, it's still, they have the pumpkin wagon or the pumpkin.
Yeah, the pumpkin
Carriage.
carriage.
Yep.
Thank you. I was
Where
want to
you
say
can get
chariot. I'm like, no,
photos.
that's not right.
Yeah, the pumpkin carriage and the castle, which is great photo opportunities as well. And it looks like you also have some live animal, amazing animals and Zoozort, kind of similar.
Yeah, they're
similar.
Yeah, it just seems to be popular having the animals. They come in, and there's you get to meet animals that you don't always get to see.
Yeah,
So
I see a hedgehog. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Hedgehogs are awesome.
Awesome. Man, so much fun stuff. Anything else, Mike? We got a minute or two left. Anything else that we didn't get a chance to touch on that folks should know about Wallvogel's farm?
Well, I think there are a couple of things. I always talk about come in September. I am someone that is, when I go to other places and I go to other farms all over the country, because I've got friends with them and you always look for ideas. But so I always don't like waiting in lines. So I always tell people come in September and always buy your tickets online because we offer a discount for online tickets.
Yeah.
And if you come in September, it is a lower price for online tickets. So that's another thing if you want to save a couple of bucks. And then the other thing, too, I always recommend come early in the day. People are always surprised when they're like, oh, there's so much to do, and they come at 3 or 4 o'clock, and they run out of time because we're only open till 6. So I always recommend come right when we open, come in September if you can, and wear good shoes.
Yes, walking shoes.
Yes.
There's
Walking
a lot of
Walking
acres.
shoes, yep.
Yeah, there's a lot of room to spread out, and it's as long as we have good weather, knock on wood.
Yeah, knock on wood.
It's just really a good time for everybody. I'm really proud of what we've been able to build over the last 40 years. It's just a lot of new things, but we've also tried to keep up the old things. So just so that you don't look at anything and say, oh, that doesn't look like that's old. That doesn't look like it's in good shape. We put a lot of time into painting and cleaning
Yes.
You can tell
Upkeep and
Yes.
making sure everything looks fresh and new every year. And
I had one college girl that all she did all summer was paint. She painted all the time. That was her only job, was painting.
Like we went out there last year, and the castle's been up a few years now. You would think you'd go up to it and like, it must be new this year if you weren't there, because it is in great shape. And the get there early is a great piece of advice, Mike, that we have learned to do that because we now make sure we get there by really try to make sure to get there by mid-morning, and we're usually there the whole time. I mean, we're usually kind of pushing up against that closing time a lot of times, and a lot of times by then we've left and gone, oh, shoot, we didn't get to get around to this.
Right. Yeah, and you don't want your kids going home kicking and screaming either. Oh, I want to
Exactly.
go on this, and you didn't have enough time to do it. So I'm going to interject. WaldvogelFarm.com is where you can purchase your tickets. WaldvogelFarm.com. So great having you on and learning
Thank you.
all the new things.
And follow on Facebook.
And
'cause
follow
they're
on
great about
Facebook.
posting updates
Yes,
there, too.
all the things. You can find all the events that are happening, things to do, so make your plans today.
Yes, it's a fun time. Mike, so thanks so much for joining us today. It's great to have you out, and can't wait to be out there in a couple of weeks with the family.
All right, thank you so much.
That is Mike Wallvogel with Wallvogel Farm. It's a special extended edition of Hometown Today this morning. We'll be back to wrap things up with Shannon, talk a few more chamber items before we wrap things up here on Hometown Today from 95.3 WBEV.
95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
And welcome back to Hometown Today from 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Hometown Today presented by Professional Floor Covering, also brought to you by McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam. Special 2-hour edition of Hometown Today this morning as we are chatting about all things fall here in the greater Beaver Dam area. We've got Shannon Cooley with the Beaver Dam Chamber and Visitor Center with us, and got just a couple minutes left. And Shannon, we want to just again recap because big event coming up with Fall Downtown Fest a little over a month away, and there is so much going on that we want to really make sure that folks remember what is going on. So recap a little bit some of the fun stuff.
So visit beaverdam.com is where you're going to find all of that information about Fall Downtown Fest and casket races, schedule of event we're continuing to work on. But to get this on your radar, the Scarecrows on Parade contest, all the guidelines and rules are out there. Right now is the time to start thinking about that. I know with the heat wave, people are still thinking summer and they're holding on to that, but would be a great time to start thinking about what you're going to put up for a Scarecrow. And casket races, it takes time to build those caskets for racing, and we did have 15 casket racers last year, which was really great. Would love to see more additional casket racers added to our list. We do have lots of people coming back as well, as including WBEV, which will be racing a casket as well. But to get that on your radar, the registration is out there, the specs are out there, and how to build a casket or where to purchase your casket kit. All that information is there. If you want to be part of the Witches Dance, the schedule of dance practices is out there as well. Visit beaverdam.com. We also have a Facebook page, so if you're heavy into social media, find those things. Fall Downtown Fest and casket races all have separate Facebook events. And also, if you'd like to be a vendor at the vendor market, you can reach out to the Watermark directly, the Beaver Dam Recreation Department. They are the ones that manage that part of Fall Downtown Fest. But also on your radar, the inflatable costume races. Just want to get that out there. This is a new activity that we're going to be organizing and hosting. Would love to see a great number of participants in that. You need to be 14 and older to participate. All the information about that as well is out there. So put it on your radar. We do also have upcoming holiday events. You're going to find out on visitbeaverdam.com. We've added some new experiences, and we have a new holiday crawl. Also holiday shopping events. The DCCA does their holiday art market. They have the dates out there as well. Holiday Hustle shopping event is a new event that the Chamber is hosting. And some of our regular events get cost shopping small, Cocoa Walk and Shop event. We're all about supporting our local businesses here and keeping them going.
Yeah, exactly.
But also Santa's Hometown Holiday Parade and the Holiday Parade entries. We need more of those entries. The registration is now open. So if you would love to enter your float or your marching band, or I'm going to get a Wild Vogels to do a float this year, bring a big old tractor with some cool stuff on it. Please register. We're always looking to improve and grow this holiday parade, which is happening December 6th.
And I know I know we're still in the middle of September, and people may, I don't want to think about Christmas too much, but it's going to be coming, and especially because that's at the beginning of December, not the end like Christmas. So that's going to be coming up quickly. And let's be honest, if you're going to come up with something that to the scale of Newman Pool's float, you're going to need to start building now.
I mean, talk about a rock star float. That was so awesome. And they always surprise us every year. But also put on your radar Rotary Lights. That continues to expand. And I know that Dale Schmidt has added some more experiences for this year. We're super excited. They open always the Friday after Thanksgiving, and this year through Saturday, January 3rd. They've also are serving cocoa this year. They have specific nights that's all listed at visitbeaverdam.com under holiday events, all of those dates. And they also have Santa Claus coming and the Beaver Dam High School Carolers on a specific date. So also We've got, I think that's pretty much it. I think I've went through everything, but holiday parade, Santa's
That's
Hometown Holiday
right around the
Adventure. If you
corner.
want to take part of that, contact the Chamber of Commerce. And that is also December 6th. So lots of great things happening in Beaver Dam.
I love that we have the rotary lights now in Beaver Dam, and
Isn't it great?
it's become so massive over there now. It's I get people that are from out of town that'll come in and they drive up University at 6:30 on a Thursday night
Right.
and go, what on earth? Like,
It's great.
did you guys have a massive park full of lights? It's incredible. I mean, it's pretty bright. So
I
it's-
love that it's a walking experience
Yes.
too. You can drive around it, but the walking is
It is.
to be immersed in it as you're walking through the park is really great. And I know that they're going to be putting out specific dates where they're going to be giving rides on golf carts for those individuals that have a hard
Oh,
time walking
super.
through the lights. So
That'll be great.
coming soon. So
Yeah, very
again,
good.
visit beaverdam.com. Great having me on.
Yeah, it was
Love being on
awesome.
here,
I
talking
know.
about all the
Next time
things.
you're on, I think we'll be a couple days out from Fall Downtown Fest, so we'll have one last reminder on that, and then we'll really start to delve into that Christmas and holiday stuff. We do have just a minute left. Let's just remind folks the details. This Friday, the wine tour.
Yes. So back to the 80s wine tour, Friday, September 19th, 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. Get your tickets, $45, includes 23 sip stops. And you can get those tickets at beaverdamchamber.com. Just look under the events and it will have a link for you to grab your online tickets. You can also purchase tickets in-house at the chamber during regular business hours, 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. $45 ticket includes a souvenir glass. Dress up. We also do prizes. We also have raffles. So your ticket, I believe your ticket includes a raffle ticket for all of the baskets that the businesses that are participating donate.
Okay.
So you can also buy extra raffle tickets as well to make your chances even higher of winning a basket. So.
Awesome. Going to be a fun night. Shannon Cooley again with the Beaver Dam Chamber Visitor Center. Always great to sit down with you. Our thanks as well to Mike Walvogel, who joined us from Walvogel's Farm. That's going to do it for today's extended edition of Hometown Today. We'll see you back here tomorrow on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.